Hey guys, this is Michael, aka Epsilon Minus, and I'm gonna be doing something different today. I'm gonna be doing a Swiss tournament for the Holiday Cube Draft. This is take two, my first go round. I accidentally screwed up and forgot to hit submit, so we're gonna try again. I only started drafting yesterday, or 2 days ago. So you'll probably be slapping your head a few times. Um, Reanimate's probably the most powerful here, or maybe like Ulamog. Actually, this Sylvan Carotid's pretty good. I've tended to do better with the aggro decks as opposed to trying to do the 5-color bomb good stuff deck, which is probably the best one, but before my last attempt where I forgot to hit submit and had my whole sideboard dumped into my deck. My first two I flamed out, and then I made the finals for my next three. And the first two I was trying to do the good stuff deck. I think we're definitely gonna take this Umzawa's Jitte. Um, so I've been kind of leaning towards the aggro. The first one I did well in was I was playing an Esper aggro deck that was mostly white, and the last one I was playing mono red, and it was a pretty awesome mono red deck. Unfortunately, in my final round, I played against a guy who turn 2 tinkered for Blightsteel the first game, and then turn 3 tinkered for Blightsteel the second game. Kinda hard to beat that. Do I want to go like green red aggro? I'm gonna take this Nakatl, I think. Let's do Consort. Oh, Birthing Pod. And I've already got a ramp guy. I might end up screwing this up, but I'm gonna do it. Alright. I think swords is probably the best play here. So, let's do that. Lotus Cobra is very good to ramp into a pot. I'd like to ramp into this as well as I can, so getting mana guys is a good thing. Plus it'll help me ramp into some of the more expensive things without Birthing Pod. So hopefully this deck will be awesome to make up for my last botched attempt. I think I'll put the draft portion up, and the less said about the actual game, the better. Needless to say, when you're 75 dumped in and no basic lands, was not a very winnable match. So, this looks fairly good so far. I'm not completely committed to this. So if I do end up having to go more into the... Okay, here we go. I think Scavenging Ooze is good, so is Voice. Which one's more likely to wheel? I think I'm just gonna go with Scavenging Ooze. It's really good, especially if I'm potting creatures away. Is land tax good in a Birthing Pod deck? Maybe. Of course, Lightning Bolt's really good, and I'm playing the Coddle, so it might be worth it to do a red splash. I'm going to take the bolt. Let's see. I think Isumaru's maybe the best out of that bunch. Knight of the Reliquary or Bone Shredder. I mean, I don't know if I want to go into black as well, so let's do Knight. So I think we're doing pretty good so far. Jite is obviously excellent. I don't think I think the weakest card I've drafted so far is Isumaru, and that's not a bad thing to say. I'm gonna grab Plated Geopede. This would be nice. It's double red though. This has utility. I think I'm gonna take Sultara Champion though. And Rakdos Cackler. Magma Jet. So far not really a great birthing pod deck so far. Oh sweet. Voice of Resurgence wield. It is looking like a pretty good weenie aggro deck. Which I was trying to build last time, but I was... Oh... Yes, Soul Ring. I will gladly take you. So that definitely is nice. Now I just maybe need to fill out my upper curve a little bit. I have to say, this has been like when Voice of Resurgence is the last pick for your weenie aggro deck. Let's see. So I've got several options. I could go with Avenger. Polluted Delta doesn't really do anything. Windburst could be interesting. I'm gonna take Avenger just to fill out the top of my curtain. If I do want to use Birthing Pod, then it gives me the nice option. Raphaelos is really good. Bramp, so is Oracle. If I were going more green, maybe I would do Raphaelos, but I think Oracle just might be better. Plus it gives me a 4-drop if I'm going with the Birthing Pod plan. Which I'm not sure if I am. I mean, I feel like the core of my deck right now is more in the like kind of weenie range, but we'll see. Of course, Oracle would also not be bad at the top of the curve with like Plated Geopede. And, I've got some ramp to get that out. So this is actually turning out pretty well. I've also got some decent removal here. Reckless Jit. This might not end up getting used, but even that's not a terrible pick. So I think Green Sun Zenith might be the pick. Mirari's Wake is kind of intriguing though. And Arid Mesa helps fix, which might be important. Incinerate's a good burn spell. I guess it all depends on what I'm going for. Am I trying to be a birthing pod deck or a weenie deck? I guess this is where, or even, I've even got some ramp elements. I think I like Green Sun Zenith. It just gives me the most flexibility. Talia is really good. Oh, Honor of the Pure. I don't have a lot of white creatures, but I have some. So let's do that. One thing I don't have so far is a lot of mana fixing, except for Sylvan Carroted. So that might be something to think about going forward. Fleece Mane's pretty good. So is Chain Lightning. So is Ancient Tomb for that matter. I feel like I've already got a lot of dorks at 2 mana. So let's get another 1 mana spell in there. Wheel seems nice, possibly as a way of refilling my hand, especially since I do have a lot of burn and cheap creatures. This guy could be kind of decent. I don't know if I'm super excited about him. I do have not very many 1-drops, and I don't know. I think Wheel's just more powerful. Here's a question. Norod seems like it could be a powerful card, even though it kind of conflicts with Jitte and Soul Ring. Reckless Charge could be interesting. I don't know how excited I am about Mirror Entity. I'll take the Norod. It might be a sideboard card, but Windbrisk. Bunch of cards I'm not gonna be playing. Guess I'll hate draft Wildfire. Won't hide the pod yet. Unexpectedly Absent would be good against like Tinker or something like that. I think Incinerate's probably just better though. These are all bad in my deck, so I'll hate draft Day of Judgment. Chaos Warp could be a decent sideboard card against like Ting. I don't know. I'll take the mana fix. And then a Lion's Eye Diamond that I'm really not going to be able to use. Alright. Relic Order and Revoker pretty strong. think ice would be strong if I was running blue, which I'm not. Oh, blade hold would be pretty good at the top of the curve. Ranger obviously is good with all my wand drops. 10 Street's good. There's a lot of good cards here. I think I think Ranger's easier to splash, so take that. Do I take this fetch even though it's only on one of my colors? I think I probably don't. I've already got a lot of 2-drops though. I'm just gonna grab this. Bonfire's pretty good. Faithless Looting could be okay. I'm just gonna do Bonfire. Deals X data. Gonna go with Path. So I've got a few interesting options here. I can go with Curd Ape or Eternal Witness. Which one's more likely to wheel? I don't know, I think Eternal Witness might be, of course Eternal Witness is double green. I don't think I have any double spells so far. I'd like to keep it that way, so let's just do Curd Ape. He's pretty good. Loamline's tempting, so student, but got quite a few wand drops and I need some mana fixing, so and that'll also go good with our Scalding Tarn. So let's see. Always a big fan of Caracas just in general. So I think I'm gonna grab that, especially since nothing else is really. I mean, Goblin Vandal might be good as like a sideboard card. Goblin Vandal or Caracas? I just like Caracas. Yeah, I don't think Birthing Pot's getting played, so let's hide it. Price of Progress is awesome in the mono red deck, but not so much here. I guess Treetops may be the best out of that. I'd like to get like a Stomping Ground, or a Tiger would be even better, but I doubt that's gonna wheel this far into the game. Ten Street's good, so is Revoker. think I like Revoker a little bit better. Sure, I'll grab the Signet. It's on color. Guess Torian Mauler's probably the best thing left. Guess we're hate drafting this. Oh, sweet, Lumlion wheeled. And this, which I'm not going to use. So, I think this deck has a very strong early game. It has a lot of really good 1 and 2 drops. Maybe not quite as much resilience in the late game, and the mana base is a little shaky for a 3-color deck, but we'll see how it goes. This time I'll remember to click submit, hopefully. So, you're in. I think the hard thing is going to be deciding what to cut. But let's pull in everything that's at least possible. Lotus Cobra should help with the fixing, I think. I guess Knight could as well. Yeah, I'm definitely got to make some cuts. So I think one of these 2-mana burn spells could go. I wonder if Oracle's good enough. I feel like it might not be. I think it's just too late in the curve. Is this Signet good? I don't know if I want to be wasting my time playing a Signet. Do I need Path and Swords? Plus Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. So let's sort this by cost and see what our curve looks like. I like Wheel because it is Green Sun any good? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets with it. I feel like it's not good enough. Alright. Talia is interesting because it's disruptive, but I'm also playing some spells myself. Definitely makes like these spells a lot worse. And it makes my Path to Exile worse. I think I like these as my 3 drops. I need to make 2 more cuts though. Oh my gosh. I think maybe these 2 burn spells are what's gonna go. Maybe one of the burn spells in this. I mean, this guy's 2/2 by himself, but I think he's probably the weakest of my 1 drops. Let's see. Is Revoker strong enough for the main, or is it a sideboard card? I feel like it's a sideboard card, at least until I figure out what type of thing people are running. Alright, so that's pretty decent. So what does it suggest for land? 755. Alright. So we can already pop one out for there. Sacred Foundry can replace a mountain. Scalding Tarn can replace a mountain. Windburst Kites can replace a plain. Treetop Village can replace a forest. And maybe this could replace a plain. Alright, I think this is somewhat decent. Gonna hit submit this time, so remember to do that. I've got some decent sideboard options. With Revoker, I can bring Mauler in if they're like a Stormy type deck. Alright. So, I will see you guys in round 1. Thanks for watching.